You know, traditionally when you get asked to introduce someone, you go over the highlights of their resume. Well, I'm not going to do that today because Jim's in his third term, and we all know what a great guy is, so I don't need to go through his resume and tell you about him. But what I would like to do is tell you about some of the accomplishments the mayor and our city have had over this last year that you may not be aware of. Now, first of all, you all know that we do live in the most livable city in America, Scottsdale. But you may not know where Scottsdale's been ranked in the top 5 nationwide. It includes the healthiest city in America, the best city to retire in, the Voice of People's Choice Awards for excellence in the economy, nationally second in job market strength. Marilyn, you may not know it, but your purchasing department received an award of excellence. And for you pet lovers out there, Scottsdale was voted Pet Health and Wellness #1 in the country. And Scottsdale is also the Yelpiest city in America. Now, I'm not sure what that means, and I think it's good, so we're going to go with it, but I think that's another compliment. But if I was the mayor of one of these other cities in the valley, I think I'd be jealous because the National Citizen Survey said that 98% of the citizens of Scottsdale say it's either excellent or a great place to live. Who else has those numbers? Ladies and gentlemen, Scottsdale is on steroids. We just got done with Barrett Jackson and the car auction shows. We are going into waste management, going to break records all this weekend. You've got the Arabian Horse Show. And oh yes, there's this little event that goes on for 6 weeks that the Charles work on called spring training. But you know, when you look at all the great things going on in this city, all the great awards and why people want to come here and why they want to live here, it starts on the top. And you got to have somebody with leadership, who's innovative, who's just conscientious, that never gives up and strives to make Scottsdale strong and even stronger. And it starts there because that's where Jim Lane is. And it is my pleasure to introduce to you the one, the only, the incomparable, our mayor, Mayor Jim Lane. Let's give it up for him.
Steroids. I don't know if we have a prescription for that, but well, I can only say thank you all for being here, and it's really a good and a clear indication of how engaged and how important our city is to everyone in this room and frankly others that are not here. So let me just certainly start with a great big good afternoon. It's really nice to have you here, and I'm pleased to be with you today to report the state of our great city. I've got a little bit of a changed look. You may have noticed on the picture that sometimes is up there. I don't know who that guy is actually anymore. But in any case, so I'd like to take one moment to thank my wife, Joanne, and my family, for the huge part they play in making my life great. Everyone in this room can be proud of a part you play in making Scottsdale great. We remain blessed with many physical and geographic attributes that make our city a wonderful place to live. And for that, we're grateful. Scottsdale is a community of thoughtful, engaged, and caring people. We consistently net out positive in the impact and results of decisions made to move Scottsdale forward, balancing individual opportunity with our environment. I'm thankful for the dedicated people who step up to serve Scottsdale. In particular, I'd like to recognize and thank my city council colleagues who are all here today and were announced previously, but thank you very much for all that you do. In Scottsdale, there's a definitive line between City Council policy level responsibilities and management's role in carrying out those policies. But they work in concert to guide our city's future growth and prosperity. Citizens should take pride in the city's accomplishments and recognize your important role in it all. Many of you who know me know that transparency and accountability are major priorities for me and have been an integral part of Scottsdale's principles of governance as committed to within our city's charter in 2010. Today, I hope to rekindle your love of Scottsdale, if in fact that's necessary, and refresh your spirit of community. A bad day in Scottsdale, more often than not, is at least equal to the best day in a lot of other places. With that, it's time to take stock in Scottsdale, starting with our economy. The people have spoken, and as was illustrated and indicated a little earlier, to say that Scottsdale's economy is in excellent shape. In a survey, residents rated 7 of 8 aspects of economy higher than national benchmarks. This earned Scottsdale the National 2017 Voice of the People Award, as you just heard, for excellence in economy. Others agree. National online finance site, Wallet Hub, put Scottsdale number 1 on its list of the best cities for jobs in 2017. And we have the numbers to back that up. I've often said that Scottsdale is open for business, and the scale and scope of businesses that choose Scottsdale is truly remarkable. Since 2013, Scottsdale companies have been outperforming the region, state, and the nation. We see continued expansion in key segments of technology, biolife science, finance, and insurance. One of my favorite developments from the past year is the complete renovation of a dated office park in southern Scottsdale. It happens to be one that, when I was in the contracting business, we built 30 years ago. I don't take any complaint with the idea that they needed to re-establish it after 30 years or rebuild it. And one of my partners, actually Bob Pickard, is here with us today from that decades ago effort. But that office park in southern Scottsdale, which has led to business relocations and revitalizations of an important area of our city. Acronis, a global leader in hybrid data security collections, opened a new technology center at the Quad on Thomas Road in that complex. After locating here, Acronis announced an additional $10 million investment into the city over the next 3 years through future research and development projects in machine learning and artificial intelligence. Acronis President John Zaney is here with us today, so please help me welcome him here to Scottsdale. John? Thank you, John. Acronis is a perfect fit for Scottsdale and the Quad. It is a beautifully renovated location. That's a perfect fit for you all. It is very encouraging to see how Scottsdale's commercial office developers continue to reinvent their offerings to attract the best to our city. I could go on and on about the many other successful expansions and relocations that have occurred here in Scottsdale. Companies like the Hartford, Web.com, Data Shield, JDA Software, and many others. I could explain the positive impact of Scottsdale's Fashion Square and their redevelopment plans and how they are bucking national indoor mall trends and breaking records. I could probably talk for an hour just about the innovations at SkySong and how they are at 90% occupancy, but you'll hear plenty from me today. So instead, let's watch this quick video for some more economic development highlights. As most of you may know, one area most near and dear to me is the Scottsdale's Cure Corridor, the incredible array of healthcare and bioscience companies in Scottsdale. The Cure Corridor, which has marked its 5th year in 2017, is a source of local pride and an international force. We have lots of statistics about the companies in the Cure Corridor, their growth and records of accomplishment. In the last 5 years, but stories like the one Senator Kay Brophy McGee relayed to me really tells it best. The senator's son was pursuing a bioscience research career and had traveled to Germany to pursue opportunities there. Following a presentation on Scottsdale Cure Corridors, the senator suggested to her son that he look into Arizona bioscience opportunities. It was a good suggestion. He ended up finding the right opportunity right here at home, which pleases his mom to no end. That is just one example of how homegrown talent and their organizations are expanding Scottsdale's international reputation and footprint in an incredibly important field. Senator Brophy McGee is here with us today. Please help me thank her not only for her support of the Cure Corridor, but also her wonderful leadership in the legislature. Senator? Today, 1 in every 5 jobs in Scottsdale is in the health and bioscience industry. We may be better known for resorts and tourism, but one day that will very well change. And we are and will continue to be a healthcare and medical innovation hub for the best and brightest in that industry. Scottsdale continues to be top of mind for innovation across industries. The autonomous vehicles that General Motors began testing here 2 years ago were soon joined by similar vehicles being tested by Uber. Those vehicles continue to travel our streets, testing and evaluating the latest technology. This is an area where business and government clearly share interests. Moving people more safely and more efficiently without the need for new and costly infrastructure investment is the ultimate promise of this technology. Politics and government regulations can be a barrier to this kind of innovation, and breaking down these barriers to business is a large part of exactly what I intended to do when I won my first election. And now Scottsdale, with the help of some great leadership from Governor Ducey, is doing our part to aid the evolution of this technology by facilitating conversations, supporting innovation, and sometimes simply stepping out of the way. Appropriate rules, however, are sometimes necessary. Some of you probably noticed these brightly colored bicycles that pop up in large numbers in a few months ago. While they may look pretty low-tech, they're packed with modern technology, allowing folks to find and rent them via smartphone applications. We think they will be a convenient alternative transportation option for many tourists and residents in Scottsdale. In fact, the operators report more than 55,000 uses since November 1st. We love the bike share companies, and we love the fact that we didn't need to sign an expensive agreement to bring them here, as other municipalities have. But we don't love blocked sidewalks and some of the safety concerns our citizens have brought to our attention. So your city council will be discussing what needs to be in place to help this two-wheel tech be a positive part of the Scottsdale experience. No discussion of Scottsdale's financial environment would be complete if we didn't talk about the anchor of our economy, tourism and events. According to our latest analysis, domestic visitors to Scottsdale spend about $2.1 billion every year. Those visitors also generate more than $37 million in annual local sales tax revenue, money that stays in our community to repair roads, maintain libraries, train emergency responders, and provide other services. The infusion of visitors' cash helps Scottsdale residents enjoy a quality of life that's annually rated among the nation's best. Additionally, about $20 million is generated through our voter-approved hotel bed tax, money that we reinvested in destination marketing through our wonderful partners in Experience Scottsdale, and in tourism events venues at places like Westworld, the TPC, and Scottsdale's Museum of the West. And some of that tax revenue helps offset public safety costs. Scottsdale event season drives much of that impact, and 2017 was another record-breaking year in that regard. That year got rolling with one of the biggest and best Barrett-Jackson auctions ever. Got rolling. See what I did there? Barrett-Jackson wasn't the only one to break records. The greatest show on grass, the Waste Management Phoenix Open, shattered their attendance records with more than 650,000 people last year. Not to be outdone, spring training also ended in a record-setting fashion, including more than 180,000 who attended games at Scottsdale Stadium. Each impacts our reputation in very big and very positive ways, which is why it is so important that we continue to support those who make them happen. Events in Scottsdale have helped create an ecosystem that attracts and supports other events and keeps the city buzzing just about year-round. The Grand Prix of Scottsdale, the Scottsdale Polo Championship, the Scottsdale Culinary Festival, the Arabian Horse Show, Scottsdazzle, once programmed, I can't stop it, the Hash Knife Pony Express. When you consider it on the whole, the breadth of event offerings in Scottsdale is truly amazing. And there's even more. Scottsdale's artistic side is equally impressive, drawing on our community's early roots as a hub of artistic and creative people. Their legacy is in good hands. Scottsdale Arts, our nonprofit and cultural partner, continue to provide world-class experiences and educational opportunities in our community. Two of their signature offerings are the simply spectacular Canal Convergence and the always inspiring Scottsdale Arts Festival. These events won a combined 10 awards for excellence from the International Festivals and Events Association in 2017. I think 2018 will even be better as Canal Convergence expands to 2 weekends on the Scottsdale waterfront. Canal Convergence is a beautiful but temporary public art installation. But Scottsdale offers plenty of opportunities and to experience the arts on your own schedule. Western Spirit. Scottsdale Museum of the West offers an unmatched collection of classic and modern Western art and artifacts, and is getting better all the time. A new permanent exhibit at the museum called Canvas of Clay was among 11 must-see fall exhibits highlighting nationally by USA Today. The Museum of the West is one of the most beautiful additions to our downtown in recent years. The vacant city land next to the museum offers an incredible opportunity to enhance our city's arts and culture through private development. We are a city of arts. We are a city of museums. We are a city of events, and we're looking at the area as a way to enhance that reputation and further activate this critical part of downtown. I'm excited to work with the private sector on the continuation of Old Town Scottsdale, remarkable transformation. Elsewhere on the McDowell Road corridor has long been a priority for me and my council colleagues. Last week, we saw so much reinvestment, last week would have been really incredible. But we saw so much reinvestment, revitalization, and even rejuvenation of the energy along this important part of Scottsdale. I'd like to recognize Councilwoman Suzanne Clapp for her engagement and leadership along the McDowell Road corridor through her work with the Scottsdale Gateway Alliance. McDowell Road looks and feels better than it has in a long time, and I look forward to its continuing resurgence. Also in the McDowell Road corridor, Coronado High School was underperforming when compared with some other high schools in the city filled with great educational opportunities and an important part of our quality of life. Dr. Denise Birdwell, SUSD's superintendent, and her team started the Coronado Success Initiative. It's a prime example where educational systems and community come together to create academic success. This includes the SUSD Governing Board, the business community, Scottsdale Charles, ASU, their educational school, and committed teachers and parents. The school is experiencing a new cultural focus on building dreams for students' futures. In just 1 year, Coronado High School is seeing academic scores improve, significant growth in the enrollment of advanced placement courses, and I'm pleased to report that this year, every senior has applied to college. I think it's a tremendous credit, as I said, to a great effort, so please. Scottsdale has lots of reasons to celebrate, and I certainly think so, and I bet you agree. Why I'm so confident in saying that is, one reason is the result of our last citizen survey, which was received early in 2017. Noted before, but 98% of residents in Scottsdale rate the city as an excellent or a good place to live. Only Kim Jong-un has higher approval ratings than that. But seriously, about 9 of every 10 residents surveyed rated the city's image and appearance positively, along with the quality of services provided by the city and customer services provided by the city employees. These are among the other ratings that were higher than normal benchmark comparison cities. And remind us that despite the things we may not like or that we wish they were different, Scottsdale is an enviable place to live. Some other reasons to celebrate. Our international business and tourism relationships are flourishing. Today, we are joined by many members of the Consular Corps of Arizona. They're here with us today, and their chairman, Alberto Molino, has intensified the positive impact on our international connections. Our important relationships with Mexico, in particular, are more solid due to his efforts and those of a recently appointed Mexican ambassador to Phoenix, Claudia Franco. Please help me thank them both and the entire Consular Corps for their great work on behalf of their countries and the relationships with our state and country. Please. I also have the opportunity, as my role as mayor, to be involved in many sister city programs. We have enjoyed recent international exchanges with Haikou, China, Alamos, Sonora, Mexico, and Interlaken, Switzerland, in business, arts, education, medicine, and human relations. This spring, I will head up a sister city and business delegation for a trip to Marrakesh, Morocco, at the invitation of their mayor. In Alamos, not only have we had the typical sister city cultural and business exchanges, but our public safety departments and medical community have gotten involved through unique exchanges of best practices and equipment. I want to thank you to the nonprofit Scottsdale Sister Cities Association for all and all your board members for doing so much to bring Scottsdale to the world and vice versa. So thank you very much to the Scottsdale Sister Cities Association. Scottsdale is a 5-star city, at least according to Yelp. The leading online review that happens to have the largest offices right here in Scottsdale. The women and men throughout Scottsdale city government pride themselves on delivering 5-star service to our community. In 2017, the city partnered with Yelp to claim more than 80 listings of city facilities and venues, the first local government to do so. This allows us to gain more insight and information into who's using city facilities and why, and to respond to reviews and complaints. Claiming those listings is a big reason why Scottsdale was named, as was indicated, and with a questionable terminology, the Yelpiest city in America. If you don't know that, maybe you don't spend enough time on your cell phone or your smartphone. Those of you who do probably follow this city on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. If you don't, you should. It's a good way to stay connected with things that are happening in Scottsdale and to communicate with us. Here are some social highlights from the past year. Lots of love shown there for sure. But we do get an occasional misstep, and we listen to it all. But in any case, some of our city venues that consistently receive high ratings are parks, libraries, and senior centers and recreational facilities. We, the residents of Scottsdale, have invested in these venues because they are such an important part of our quality of life. And the city staff who maintain and operate them do so with an equal sense of pride. In 2017 in particular was noteworthy for city parks because a handful celebrated milestone anniversaries that demonstrated our long-standing commitment to our creating a place that is truly enjoyable to live in. El Dorado Park and neighborhood parks Agua Linda and Chestnut all turned 50 years old in 2017. Pinnacle Peak Park turned 15, and McDowell Mountain Ranch Aquatic Center celebrated its 10th birthday. We also had the pleasure just a few weeks ago of opening a brand new playground at Chaparral Park, which offers an inclusive experience for kids with disabilities and their families and friends. Scottsdale is a place for everyone, and this new playground helps make the idea of more of a reality for all of our children in the community. We have many people who have come before us to thank for the way Scottsdale is today. The importance of the decisions and commitments made by those who preceded us has been important to create a first-rate park system and should not be understated. We enjoy the fruits of their labors at 41 wonderful parks throughout our city. I hope that sharing these things bolsters your sense of community pride. Our Scottsdale is a great community, and we should all be proud of it. But as resident Connor Heron pointed out in a letter to the City Council, we don't have a great flag. That's right, Scottsdale city flag, no more than a city seal sewn on a white-black background. It's not up to Scottsdale standards. Perhaps that'll change. See, you can't even hardly see it against the background of the sky. It looks like it's floating there. But in any case, we've been proud to have it through the years, but nevertheless, my council colleagues and I responded to his letter by initiating a Scottsdale flag challenge, an open call to submit design ideas for a truly city flag. After opening the challenge, we received more than 260 entries. The next step is to bring a final design concept to the public for your input, after which the City Council will be asked to determine whether a new design will become Scottsdale's next city flag. Would you like to see the finalists? Okay. I'm excited to show them to you for the first time outside of City Hall's walls. Here are the finalist design concepts in the Scottsdale Flag Challenge. Now, you may not have gotten a good look at them there, but that's okay. Online public feedback opens on the city's website later today. Please visit scottsdaleaz.gov to tell us which is your favorite. Thank you to everyone who submitted ideas, and thank you also to the Neighborhood Advisory Commission, many of whom are here today, for helping us select the finalists from among all those wonderful concepts. While we have much to celebrate as we look back, 2017 brought challenges as well. But throughout it all, we see things that remind us that this is a community of people who care about each other. Scottsdale cares. Of course, we are not immune to the larger social ills like other communities. Scottsdale is seeing a local impact on an increasing number of people battling drug addiction. Rather than focusing purely on arrest and removal of offenders, Scottsdale police recognize that they are often the first ones in position to help people suffering from overdoses. Our officers have been trained on how to use Narcan, a drug that can reverse the effects of an overdose. By getting this life-saving drug into the hands of these people, these police officers, they are better equipped to save people in these dire situations. And save people they have. At least 6 lives were saved in 2017 due to those efforts. The department implemented an Angel Initiative program, too, that supports people looking to end their addiction. Those who come forward can get help without fear of an arrest. Scottsdale Police Department also worked in partnership with the city attorney's office and the Scottsdale City Court to create a program that reduces the number of first-time youthful offenders entering the criminal justice system. The Restorative Justice Intervention Program is a voluntary path that provides an opportunity for young people who have broken the law to move on with their lives without an arrest or court record. On behalf of the community, I'd like to thank the Scottsdale Police Department, Fire Department, City Attorney's Office, and City Court for continuing commitment to creative problem solving for the benefit of our residents. You really make an incredible difference for Scottsdale, so thank you to all of them, please. I really can't discuss community involvement without noting that in 2017 was an important year for the Desert Discovery Center concept as well. Many community discussions resulted in giving substantial form to the idea now known as Desert Edge. 2018 will likely be the year of decision on this idea. The City Council has put our consideration on hold while citizen initiatives that have been filed complete their process. As difficult as this idea and these discussions have been at times, we remain committed to a comprehensive public process before reaching a conclusion or resolution about Desert Edge. Scottsdale amazes me all the time with our engaged and passionate citizens. For example, last year, the city benefited from nearly 6,000 volunteers. And when you think of the many more nonprofit and community organizations that had Scottsdale citizens rolling up their sleeves to make a difference, it makes me proud. Thank you all in this room and around the city for your extra efforts to make Scottsdale the very best city in the world. On a personal note, this year I accepted an invitation to become a Scottsdale Charro Grande. I'm very proud to be part of this organization. Like many of you, I knew about the millions of dollars that Charros have raised and donated to education and charitable causes, but I had no idea just how much fun it would be to accomplish those things. As I moved into the final section of today's remarks, it's time to shift our focus from the past and the present to the future. Where should we focus our attention in the year ahead? Scottsdale's award-winning water department has created one of the most robust and forward-thinking water systems anywhere in the world. They manage our water resources with a constant eye on a sustainable future. On a statewide level, however, the way forward on water resource management is not as clear. To achieve that unity of vision and that singularity of purpose, Governor Doug Ducey has been leading the way. His office initiated discussions with major water players in Arizona. I'm pleased to be part of his plenary group, and we remained focused on building Arizona's history of responsible water resource management and planning. While it may be out of sight, out of mind for many, there is nothing more important to a vibrant future for our state and for our city. Closer to home, the Scottsdale Air Park remains one of the most important parts of the regional economy. 2017 saw substantial changes get underway. Changes like the starting to knocking down the old Scottsdale Airport Terminal, which has been a centerpiece for the airport since 1968. The new Aviation Business Center is rising in its place. The development is a much smarter use of valuable on-airport real estate and will include a public plaza, restaurant, event venue, and 2 executive hangars, as well as offices for airport administration and U.S. Border and Customs and Border Protection. And I think it's important for you to know that the airport is a self-funding enterprise within the city. Thanks to a new nonprofit organization, the new building will also feature the Thunderbird II Veterans Memorial. This will be a wonderful tribute to the airport's historic roots as a World War II training field and to the thousands of cadet airmen who trained there. The Aviation Business Center is an important reinvestment in a major economic engine for Scottsdale and the region. I look forward to cutting that ribbon later this year, and you're all invited. Thanks to Scottsdale voters, we can look forward to realizing the benefit of other community investments in the years ahead as well. The city is building 3 new fire stations, fixing roads, and completing transportation projects, thanks to a bond financing approved by Scottsdale voters in 2015. We have more to think about and more to do when it comes to our public infrastructure. Part of Scottsdale's reputation for excellence, beauty, and livability is tied to the investment made over time in our roads, parks, community centers, public safety, and all of our public amenities. We have to maintain that. I can't stress it enough. On that subject, last year I convened a City Council Capital Improvement Subcommittee, and they are hard at work at reviewing our 5-year capital plan. They are exploring the financial resources that are available for projects which we can and should build, and which projects we would like to build, but we can't afford. Many thanks to subcommittee members, Vice Mayor Virginia Cordy, and Councilman Guy Phillips and David Smith, for the many hours of study and public meetings you've devoted to this important issue. I look forward to the CIP subcommittee's recommendation for full council deliberation later this spring. The city isn't the only organization looking to invest in Scottsdale, far from it. Throughout the community, private investment industry is investing millions. We have earned their confidence by creating a place worthy of the highest quality investment. 2018 will be a year of intriguing possibilities as well. La Villa, the Village for Innovation and Art, is under review right now. Partners David Eaton, Mel Schultz, and Jerry Colangelo have designed a dynamic live, work, and play project focused on the arts, innovation, and walkability near Scottsdale's airport and complements the Scottsdale Quarter. Not far from there, I was disappointed to bid farewell to a longtime community partner, Henkel. Some of you still may remember it as the Dow Corporation. But frankly, that disappointment was short-lived. The interest in that iconic building was immediate. I recently received word that we are just a short time away from some wonderful announcements. That building is attracting the very kinds of companies consistent with our Cure Corridor, bioscience, and biotechnical efforts. We could also hear about big ideas from other parts of Scottsdale as well. We are home to several very attractive sections of state land, which will likely come to market soon. How these parcels are planned and developed will be critically important for Scottsdale and will have the full attention of the City Council when they do come forward. There is so much good news on the horizon that I already can't wait for next year's State of the City. In closing, please let me assure you that your city, representative government, focuses locally, but also works collaboratively with our regional and state partners on issues that affect us all. The City Council, city staff, and I participate in multiple state and regional agencies, work closely with our neighboring tribal communities and with non-governmental organizations on important topics such as planning and policy in water resources, land resources, tax law, transportation, workforce and educational resources, forest and watershed protection, and other issues where coordination is critical as a city and a state. The level of coordination and collaboration on important issues for our city and across our state is at the highest level that I have seen in my 9 years as your mayor. Forging ahead with a regional mindset is incredibly important for our future. Communication and collaboration between these partners here in Arizona is necessary for us to get things done in an efficient and effective way. The same effort applies equally to our city council interaction with our city manager and our charter officer team. It all provides for the best results for our citizens and our businesses. There is no better way to get positive results in a democratic republic than to communicate and to respect one another. That is why this last year we proclaimed ourselves a Golden Rule City, with a guiding principle to treat others as you would like to be treated. It's basic stuff. Keep it simple and easy to consider. This last year, Scottsdale was noted to be the 13th happiest city in the country. You all have a civic obligation to work on this because I'm shooting for the top of that list. So with that, I thank you for coming, listening, being engaged. Please have a good day. and God bless Scottsdale.